We'll begin with a brief introduction, myself, the team, and an overview of Silverleaf Solutions. Next, Shiva Shankar Medipalli, our senior licensing consultant, will take about 30 minutes to share expert insights on optimizing enterprise licensing costs. He'll cover how to right-size expenses, ensure you pay for only what you need, and plan for future scalability. We'll then have around 10 minutes for Q&A. Feel free to drop your questions in the chat at any time during the session, and then we will address them at the end. And then we wrap up the session. So starting with the round of introductions, my name is Prerna and I've been with Silverleaf Solutions for over 9 years. In my role, I focus on driving growth, building strategic partnerships, and helping businesses unlock new opportunities. I'm joined today by my colleague Akshay and Vanshika, who are equally passionate about helping businesses navigate the complexities of IT investments. We are also honored to have with us Mr. Mayank Srivastava, founder and CEO at Silverleaf Solutions, and Mr. Sushrut Parthi, Vice President, Business Development and Strategy. Both bring nearly 2 decades of experience across top OEMs. A quick snapshot of who we are. Silverleaf Solutions was founded in 2015 and is headquartered in Gurgaon. We are a global, independent, and research based organization specializing in software licensing advisory, cost optimization services, software asset management, and cybersecurity solutions. Our expert lies in optimizing multi-year software licensing contracts from Tier 1 and Tier 2 publishers, delivering guaranteed savings of 12 to 15% annually. Our cybersecurity capabilities span endpoint and application security, data protection, identity management, threat intelligence, and zero trust secure access. With our presence across India, the US, Singapore, and the UAE, we have proudly spent a decade helping businesses make informed and cost effective IT decisions. Let's take a quick look at what's happening in the market today. Across the IT landscape, vendors are making changes that directly impact budgets. Microsoft has recently announced that starting November 2025, they will be dropping enterprise agreement volume discounts. This means organizations that once relied on volume-based cost benefits will now face higher licensing expenses. Salesforce has already hiked prices by around 6% starting this August. And Oracle continues to push its aggressive Java licensing model based on headcount, leading to unexpected cost hikes. What this means is simple. IT budgets are becoming harder than ever to predict. Now the question is where the budget actually go. Frequent price shifts mean enterprises face unanticipated cost increase, more complexity in forecasting spend, and growing risk of compliance penalties. And instead of optimizing, many teams are stuck in reactive firefighting mode. This unpredictability is exactly why organizations need a smarter approach to manage their licensing investments. So, this is where Silverleaf comes in. We can help you take back control with an optimized licensing strategy that ensures you only pay for what you truly use. Cost optimization, shifting you from costly models to most efficient ones. Constant monitoring of vendor policy changes so you always have timely insights. Risk mitigation, supporting you through compliance reviews and audits, and proactive planning so you can forecast budgets with confidence. In short, while the market drives unpredictability, Silverleaf delivers guaranteed savings, compliance, and peace of mind in your licensing investments. On that note, let me invite Shiva, who will share some detailed insights on the topic. Shiva, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Prerna, for the wonderful introduction. So, good morning, everybody in the forum. So, what I'll do now is I'll take 5 minutes of your time on explaining what we do in or the primary goal here. What we deliver for customers is cost savings. What we want to spend the next 5 minutes is to give you a brief introduction on what areas or what levers or what logic we are putting in behind in terms of methodology to get you these savings landed at the end of a contract or during a renewal. Sure. I will start, one by one explaining all the key dimensions that we look while we, optimize a contract. We will first start with contract evaluation. So I'll just take an example of the Microsoft contract here, just for all of us to, to get a little bit of a context. So in the contract evaluation phase, what we do is we give you all the possible options of how you can structure a contract, whether it's an EA, whether it's a CSP, whether it's a EAS, or whether it's a new agreement called MCAE. So whenever you look at it a renewal or you look at a yearly anniversary, but it's more applicable in case of renewals. It's always important to evaluate all the contracting options available. So this is especially important if you are an organization where people are spread across different, different geographies. An EA is generally preferred by all customers of size which are larger. But what we have seen in our experience is organizations doing CSPs which are with local partners who are able to manage or leverage upon the local accelerators that OEMs provide, are also making benefits in terms of getting better pricing. So what we do as part of this dimension is we tell you all the options that you have: perpetual subscription, or CSP versus EA versus EAS or MCAE, or potentially the combined agreement that Microsoft is putting forward for all new customers in the coming year. So the news what we are hearing from Microsoft is potentially they want to decommission EA as well. This is not formally announced yet, but it is more likely the case that they want to normalize all the agreements that they have into a one single Microsoft customer agreement for consumers, where they want to directly transact with partners rather than, directly transact with customers, keeping the partners aside from the overall ecosystem. But that is yet to evolve in the coming 2 years. But now we still have to go or do it under the traditional partner ecosystem. So that's on contract evaluation. The second one is we look at licensing exceptions, because what we have seen, or what you all might be aware of, is today Microsoft sells everybody E5s. E5s and E3 is the primary SKU that Microsoft is offering to everybody of all sizes. And we generally see that buying these comprehensive SKUs, although they are proposed or put forth at the time of renewal as most comprehensive SKUs covering all your security and your consumption requirements. But more often than not, when we analyze the consumption information, we find that these licensing SKUs and bundles that we purchase at a whole always fall short of what they are sold at the beginning of your contract or during the negotiation phase. So that's where we come in. We come in and tell you all the customized SKU options that are available for you. This is not in any way to say that what you're buying is wrong, but this is to say that, okay, with all the features that you need and require, keeping the business functionality same, is there a better way to look at the way that we buy the licensing line items from Microsoft? So if you see a typical Microsoft price list, there are thousands of line items on which you can buy the same products under. And Microsoft generally doesn't reveal these information in the public domain. And that's where we come in and help you give that visibility to sell. Okay, is there a customized profile that we can look at other than buying the entire E5 SKU together as a bundle? So that's something that we look at BOM optimization as well. And then comes the licensing exceptions as well. So when we say licensing exceptions, these exceptions come in two folds. One is the exceptions on the use rights itself. So for example, on terms, generally a Microsoft EA deal is done for 3 years, but we have helped customers achieve a 5 year and 7 year, 5 year and 6 year agreements with Microsoft without, this is not generally the case. And to negotiate a 5 year and a 6 year agreement, it requires a lot of planning and a lot of negotiation with Microsoft. And it is generally done as an exception to the customers when they ask for it. If not, The standard term for an agreement is a 3-year period. But what we have seen is generally if you do a 5-year agreement, if you are a bigger organization who can, who do want to have some predictability around your Microsoft spends, a 5-year agreement would be the way to go. But is it generally approved and allowed by Microsoft? No, we do have to fight for many exceptions and, many, use rights that will help you fight with the OEM. Then it's also around, evaluating of grants and license access and transfer rights. Because if you know that generally Microsoft says that all the licenses that you purchased under a CSP or under an EA agreement are only to be used by your users. I mean, it is in the case of EA you get global use right, but in cases of CSP there is restricted. I mean, there is restricted use rights because of the way that CSP is structured. But we can also tell you what kind of exceptions and license access is possible if you were to look at buying for CSP partners, but you also want to use or expand some of these uses to other regions. That's what we do in license exceptions. I'll just take a pause to see if any of you have any questions or any thoughts that you want to share. Okay, I'll move on. And the next dimension that we look at is price benchmarking and negotiations. So what we typically do in this phase is we'll give you an external perspective as an independent consultant on how much discounts and how much price discounts and list pricing is being applied to you based on the current market rate. So for example, if you are a banking customer or a uh, technology or an enterprise customer, if you're working in the enterprise industry vertical or a pharma industry vertical, what we'll do is we will take customers of similar size in within your vertical, and we'll tell you what kind of discounting and what kind of unit pricing was offered to this customer based on the time frame that they've signed the deal. So you can benchmark and you can validate whatever pricing is being offered by Microsoft is up to the market practices or not. That's one thing that we can do. Second area that we will do in this as part of the price benchmarking dimension is we will be able to tell you what kind of partner margins have been made on the license transactions deal that you are doing to the partner. Here the overall idea is not to change your partner or to tell whether your partner is good or not, but it's more to give you what is the exact amount of license transaction that you are making from them. If you have that transparency, that's good and fine. But if you don't have, we'll be able to help you get that visibility from from your partners. And third area we will help you is on the local and the geographical accelerators. So for example, in especially South Asian economies, in countries like Indonesia and Philippines and Singapore, there are a lot of market accelerators and offers and incentives that are running in the region. Typically, Indian region or India as a economy or a region gets the best pricing. But we've also seen that regions like Philippines and Singapore and Indonesia will get better pricing as compared to India as well in specific cases for specific products. And we'll be able to help you get that visibility and to tell you what are all the different regions within your own verticals we could use to leverage on pricing. The last aspect of this dimension is helping you on creating role plays on how to get your negotiation strategy. And if ever you need any support in during these negotiation strategy to reach out to different people, escalate to different people in the ecosystem to get specific benefits and exceptions, we'll be able to do that. Because what we've seen in most cases is generally answer from the OEM is no of whatever table or whatever proposal we put forward to the OEM in terms of anything that will reduce the cost for you will not be something that will be accepted easily by the OEM. And that's where we will tell you as part of your negotiation strategy to exactly tell you whom to reach out to on what timelines and what kind of ask that you need to table to these specific people in the Microsoft or any OEM ecosystem to get what you want from the OEM. So that is on the price benchmarking and the negotiations dimension. And the next one is on modulation of products. So what we mean by modulation of products is we have seen as a trend that typically, especially in case of support contracts, whether you take a case of a Microsoft Unified support, Oracle support, or IBM support, these contracts are fixed contracts wherein you pay a minimal increase year on year and you try to renew year on year. They never go down; they always go up. But as part of the assessment that we do that we give to you, we will tell you what are all the alternative options that are available to you that could be cost effective than the current solution that you are buying. And again, just a TNC here, I mean, or a note or a reminder here that we are not trying to change any technologies within, but what we will try to do as part of this stage is we will help you evaluate proposals from all the technology partners that could provide the solution at the same level that Microsoft or an Oracle provides, and then use the same proposal to leverage in negotiations so that you get a better price from Microsoft because you are willing to change in terms of technology. And the last aspect is about custom licensing metrics, as as I spoke about in the BOM optimization section. These custom licensing metrics are generally exceptions that will get approved for you. These are not something that every customer gets as a standard, but because of the way we dealt with the customer over the last 5 to 6 years, we know areas wherein custom licensing exceptions can be made, and we can help make that exceptions for you so that the overall cost of your subscription line items gets down when as we build these custom licensing SKUs for you. And then there is bundling of unbundling of products, which is a component of our custom licensing metrics as well, wherein typically you would be interested in buying the security solutions from a vendor that is non-incumbent. Like in case of Microsoft T5, every security solution comes in bundle with that solution. But most of the times, we have seen that although Microsoft provides a great solution by bundling all the solutions overall, but they are not really a security company. And when you want to have very specific solution in terms of DLP or antivirus or endpoint protection, it is always good to have these security solutions separate. And there we will help you if you made that decision to move with a different security solution to how to get these component of the security solution out of the overall bundle SKU that you purchase from Microsoft. So the last one is on price arbitrage. So this is more around how do you leverage, tax optimization and, structuring of global contracts at a group level so that the overall tax paid based on different, regions and geographies that you are located on gets reduced based on the, price differential and the, tax structuring differences that are there in different economies. Uh, that is submission from our in terms of the key dimensions that we look at while we look at assessing any of the contracts that you give. I took an example of Microsoft, but it you can replace Microsoft with any contract like Oracle, an SAP, or a Salesforce, or any agreement that you have at any point in time. I will take a pause here just to see if you have any questions or if you have any thoughts that you would want to share. Okay. We can move on to the next slide, Manchego. Okay. So if you are, if you are really interested in our, overall approach of methodology and the overall goal of saving costs for the organization, uh, when is a good time to engage with us? These are the couple of scenarios that we put in here. Anytime that you are doing a new contract, anytime that your contract is coming up for a renewal. One note that I would want to mention is the best time or the maximum amount of savings on any contract can be best negotiated at the time of renewal period. So whichever period that you sign the agreement for 3 year or 5 year, whenever it's coming up for renewal, that is the best time to negotiate on the overall structure and overall pricing, because that is when we can land the best or the highest amount of savings to you. But given that, we can negotiate. I mean, we can engage with you in for an any one-time true-up order that you're trying to place, or any new licensing or any new product that you're trying to purchase, or any existing contract that you would want to restructure. based on, specifically in case of cloud. So we've seen that, organizations generally invest heavily on cloud, and it is, 1 or 2 years down the line, there is always, reasons found to spend more. And due to that, they would always want to restructure the contract. And that's a good time to engage with us as well. And we also engage and help you on outsourcing and managed services contract. So if you have a managed services contract with a specific vendor and you want our help to understand on benchmarking, on any better ways that other customers are doing the specific managed services and outsourcing, we can help you in that region as well. Other than this, we also help you on broadly cost optimization initiatives on, whether you're if you are a telecom organization or if you are a bank, if you have some telecom spends with telecom operators, we can help you optimize that telecom spends as well. And if these spends are on, any new infrastructure and investments and hardware as well, we can help you there as well. These are all the scenarios where we could engage with you. But the best time to engage would be renewals. And this is where the maximum amount of savings can be realized. Great. Any questions on this one, Forum? Anything that spikes the interest or anything that strikes a chord for a conversation? Okay, sure. We can move on to the next screen, Manchika. This is just a view of the methodology that we follow. Once we, formally engage with you, what are all the, steps and procedures that we follow to, starting from an assessment to finally, ending up, finally helping you end up with some savings at the, end of the contract. Question from Nawaz is on how can we work in restructuring the contract? Uh, can you, can you give an example, Nawaz, for which contract or which specific one that you're discussing? Uh, Nawaz, I'm not sure. I'm not able to hear you. If you can give me more details, I can answer that question. But when I say restructuring, what what I typically mean is, that there could be two different ways. One is, uh, you know, you have signed, let's say you have signed an Azure Mac agreement with Microsoft, and or maybe a direct EA or an enterprise consumption model with AWS, and now you realize that the spends that you have made with Microsoft or Azure or AWS are not fully utilized, or maybe you're investing more, and because you've already signed up a contract, even though you're doing more investments, there is no way you can change the old pricing, because you're spending new investments now, your pricing needs to be reset. And the pricing reset doesn't happen within the contract. You have to terminate your old contract, and we have to, go into a new structuring model wherein we structure a new deal with them, and we have to roll over all the credits or all the investments that we have in the previous contract to a new contract. And this is the whole scenario wherein we help you identify when do you need to exactly terminate this contract and how much of that credits have to be moved to the new contract, and then based on the new investments, what is the exact price resets that needs to be as part of the new investments that you make. But we can discuss in detail if there is any specific use case and example that you have on a separate session. I'll take your question, Veena, which is on Microsoft will remove programmatic volume discounts for SaaS products, including M365. Yeah. So this is a really important question. And can we please mute Ashutosh? I think we have receiving some background noise. Yeah. So I think, and just for the forum, I'm reading the question that Veena had posted on the chat. So it's a really important question that all of the customers are going to see at the end of this year. So for example, the news, it's the same news article that we started with. By November 1st, 2025, we are going to see Microsoft removing all the programmatic discounts that customers receive. What does this mean? This means that if you were a level B, level C, level D customer, and you were getting a price advantage of 7%, 8%. So, for example, in the Microsoft world, there are four levels, and every level has somewhere about 5 to 8% difference based on different products. And now this 5 to 8% difference would have automatically been received by a customer. So, for example, a level B customer would have received a list price which is 8% lesser than level A customer. But now that is no longer the case, and this will probably mean that your previous EA contract, whatever you signed up for, if it is coming up for renewal, you can easily expect a 12% increase on the overall BOQ just on the pricing side. I'm not even counting the organic growth and the new products that you would want to add going forward. This is just on the existing pricing. If you were buying 100 licenses previously, now you're buying the same 100 licenses. If the cost was 100 in the previous deal, now it will be 116 for the same line items. So it will be a combination of the price increase plus a removal of the discounts that customers used to receive uh, previously. And just to clarify how do we tackle this, that's where we are going to help you in terms of telling if this discounting structure has been removed, what kind of discounting structure is Microsoft allowing for other customers, and how you can get the same kind of discount for your deal based on this market references and information that we can share based on our experience and expertise. We can take this conversation offline if you are interested in discussing any specific use case. I hope at least I've answered your question, Veena. Okay. Any more questions, team?
I just wanted to make a point here. If you look at the question asked by Nawaz, it says, how can we reconstruct the contract? Is it different from restructuring the contract?
So I think it's more about a question of restructuring, and it's reconstructing is I mean it's similar. It's the same thing. Reconstructing, restructuring. It's basically doing a new contract if we are expecting any new investments to be made on the contract. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, we can move on to the next screen. Anshika. Yep, we can move on to the next screen as well. So just one slide before this one. So everybody on the bridge and on the forum. So we just wanted to give you an idea of all the customers that we've engaged in the past. So one slide forward, Vanshika. We have references from all industry verticals. So at least the major industry verticals that we tackle, or we have customer references whom we can connect you with as pharma. We have references in oil and gas, and we have references in the footwear industry as well. And we have also references in banking sector. BFSI is one of our strongest verticals. We have a lot of Indian banks that we have engaged with in the past, where we have saved a lot of money, and the customers are very happy, and we can help you if there is any interest in engaging with us. We're more than happy to help you get these reference calls arranged, and we'll give you an idea of what we've been able to achieve for the same customer. Yes, Vanshika, we can go move on to the next slide. Yeah. So now coming to the final leg of this meeting today. So we wanted to just give you an idea of, if we were to find any interest together to engage on any contracts going forward, how do we engage is typically what we are trying to explain as part of this specific screen that you're seeing. Now, what we engage in two typical models. One is gain share, which is a pure success fee engagement model, wherein we come and do an assessment to you. We do a proof of value assessment. We come into your environment. We take all the data that is needed to arrive at an assessment. Once that assessment is complete, we will tell you what is the maximum amount of savings that could be realized as part of the existing contract with the OEM. And based on that, we engage on a success fee model with you, wherein you just have to pay us when you realize these savings. So, for example, in the gain share case, what we do is we take a small signing fee and we start an engagement with you, and we take all the contracts that you give. So you can decide here. You have flexibility of giving us one contract or giving us a a list of contracts, and then we take those contracts and we perform our assessment, and we'll take the journey with you from start of the negotiation to the end of the negotiations. And once these savings are realized, we take a percentage of the saving fees from the amount of savings that you've been able to raise. So that's on the first model. Then the second model that we engage in is a fixed fee model, wherein we charge a fixed amount of fee per renewal or per publisher. Wherein, let's say, you want to just engage with us on an Oracle EULA advisory, or maybe you just want to engage with us on a SAP or a Salesforce agreement renewal. We just fix an amount of fees. We do an assessment to you, and we'll tell what is the potential amount of savings that could be achieved from the existing contract, and we charge a fixed fee. And based on that fixed fee, based on the milestones that we agree upon, we'll share the fees, or we'll share the recommendations with you, and we'll stay with you till the contract is signed. And once the contract is signed, we will take a fixed fee, and then once the contract are when the savings are landed, then only we'll charge you. That's on the fixed fee model. Any questions on our models, or the ways that we engage with you? And just one more note, if you it's just the standard way that we engage with customers, but we do also have some specific or a hybrid model where we can mix both of them based on the need and the size requirement that you have, based on the scope and the milestones that we sign upon, depending upon the scale and the timelines of the contract renewal. That's it from our end today, forum. We are happy to be open for any questions and answers that you would want to ask. Please share us any questions that you have. And back to you, Prerna.
Thank you so much, Shiva. Thank you all for joining us today. We truly appreciate the time and support you have given us out of your busy schedules. A heartfelt thanks to Shiva for his valuable insights, and to our esteemed audience for engaging in such an interactive discussion. We hope you found today's discussion informative and gained actionable insights into how Silverleaf Solutions can assist your organization in addressing economic challenges through strategic cost saving measures and technology driven solutions. Your feedback is incredibly important to us, as it helps us refine and tailor our services to better meet your needs. On the screen, you'll see a QR code for the feedback form. Please feel free to scan it now or keep an eye on your inbox. We'll be sending it to you shortly. Thank you, everyone, once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for your time. Have a good day.
Thanks, Shiva. Thanks.